Good evening, you are tuned in to AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. The nation's first electric vehicle, the Proton e.MAS 7, will serve as the official car when Malaysia chairs ASEAN next year. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim made the announcement at the official launch of the car today.
Now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we want and hope to set an example in this region, not only promoting our capacity to produce a car, but also development of EV. Geely Proton will possibly come up, which shows the commitment of both China and Malaysia to ensure that this arrangement succeed, and it is in our interest too that we'll do what is necessary to make sure that this venture succeeds.
A joint venture between Proton and Geely, the e.MAS 7 would be built in Tanjung Malim, Perak in the near future. According to Anwar, this would empower local vendors through the transfer of new technologies and skills related to electric vehicle production.
Malaysia and Thailand have pledged to boost investment and bilateral trade, setting an ambitious target of $30 billion by 2027. At a joint press conference in Putrajaya today, Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra, alongside Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, highlighted that the focus would be on investment in border connectivity, the digital economy and tourism.
We will focus on our efforts to trade and invest for the border connectivities, digital economy and tourism. I also highlight the potential for cooperation on the rubber and harau industries that we can work together, so which can benefit both of our countries. So in addition, we will work tirelessly towards the trade target of $30 billion by 2027.
The two leaders also stressed the need to address the flood challenges faced by both countries. They agreed to continue working closely to improve border road and rail connectivity, aimed at facilitating more trade and enhancing people-to-people interactions. Anwar reaffirmed Malaysia's commitment to supporting dialogue and development efforts to secure peace in southern Thailand.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has named former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra as an advisor to support Malaysia's ASEAN chairmanship in 2025. He expresses confidence that the appointment will provide valuable insight for the country's ASEAN leadership next year.
Former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, who I have agreed to appoint as my personal advisor, as chairman of ASEAN, with a team of members from ASEAN countries, an informal setup. And thank you for agreeing to this, because we need the benefit of experience of such statesmen.
Anwar said the appointment was proposed by Malaysia and agreed upon by Thailand. Thaksin served as Prime Minister of Thailand from 2001 to 2006 before his government was overthrown in a military coup. Following a dramatic return from self-exile last August, he served 6 months under hospital detention for health reasons. He was eventually released on parole in February this year.
The Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, has issued warnings of continuous heavy rain in 4 states. It will begin today and last for the next 3 days. The affected areas include the entire states of Kelantan and Terengganu, as well as parts of Perak and Pahang. Similar weather conditions are forecasted in several areas of Sarawak, including Kuching, Betong, Sibu and Muka from Thursday until December 22nd. A total of 242 beverages have been reformulated to contain less sugar under the Healthier Choice Logo initiative. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad says companies had modified their products to avoid paying the sugar tax introduced in 2019.
Zulkifli was referring to findings from the Impact and Effectiveness Assessment of the Sugar-Sweetened Beverage Tax, which was conducted in 2022. The study found that the 40-cent per litre sugar tax had minimal impact on market prices, leading to only a 2.24% increase. However, the tax effectively reduced sugary drink consumption from 26.9% to 16.4%, particularly among adolescents. The Health Ministry expects further reductions in sugar consumption following the government's recent decision to raise the sugar tax to 90 cents per litre.
Online scams caused Malaysians to lose a total of 1.2 billion ringgit just in the first 10 months of the year. Deputy Communications Minister Tony Cheng says the trend is worrying as scam tactics have evolved from posing as police to representatives of the Attorney General's chambers.
Cheng added that this includes falsely claiming they can help recover stolen money. She said that victims who are desperate to recoup their losses often fall for these secondary scams, further compounding their financial woes. She also expressed concern about child exploitation online, revealing that 1,947 harmful posts related to such content were removed in the past year. She spoke at the launch of the Teens, Tech and Trust white paper by the think tank Social and Economic Research Initiative, or SERI. The government has introduced new measures, including the Online Safety Bill and licensing for major social media platforms starting next year to address issues concerning cybercrime.
The Football Association of Malaysia, FAM, has unveiled an organisational restructuring with the appointment of Australian coach Peter Klavmovsky to manage the national squad. Meanwhile, Nafuzi Zain has been picked to lead the under-23 team.
Klavmovsky, a 46-year-old Australian, previously managed FC Tokyo and worked under Ange Postecoglou, now head coach at Tottenham Hotspurs, during Australia's 2015 AFC Asian Cup victory. He now aims to prepare the team for the 2027 AFC Asian Cup qualifiers and improve Malaysia's FIFA ranking. Both coaches will officially assume their roles on January 1st, 2025. The restructuring is part of FAM's broader strategy to achieve long-term success and professionalism in Malaysian football. Further details on other appointments will be announced later.
We will be back with more after the break.
You keep scratching the surface for dandruff? But the problem lies deeper. Use Head & Shoulders. It goes 5 layers deep to defeat dandruff and itch. Be up to 100% dandruff-free. Head & Shoulders, dermatologically tested.
Di mana jua dengan keluarga lagi bahagia. Momen dikongsi jadi lebih bermakna. Walau jauh di mata, tetap dekat di hati. Keluarga harmoni bila semuanya dikongsi. Bila keluarga di sisi, detik jadi istimewa. Kongsikan segalanya dengan family. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma. 4 talian untuk family.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
Welcome back. Myanmar's ruling junta has been suppressing information about the country's severe food crisis, pressuring researchers to avoid collecting hunger-related data and urging aid workers not to publish their findings. This was revealed in a recent investigation by Reuters. Over the past 2 years, junta representatives have warned senior aid workers not to release data showing that millions in Myanmar are facing severe hunger, according to sources familiar with the matter. In response to the sensitivity of this information, the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, a leading hunger watchdog, recently removed Myanmar's hunger assessment from its global map due to concerns over the safety of researchers. To protect data collectors and analysts from the junta, the IPC also withheld 3 detailed reports that highlighted the severe food crisis facing Myanmar, once known as the Rice Bowl of Asia. Reuters spoke to over 30 aid workers, researchers and UN officials about the hunger crisis in Myanmar. Most remained anonymous, fearing military retaliation. Since the 2021 coup, Myanmar has been in turmoil, with protests evolving into armed rebellion. The UN's humanitarian response in Myanmar is severely underfunded, with nearly $1 billion requested for aid this year. However, only 34% of that target has been met. A deadly cyclone has devastated the French Indian Ocean territory of Mayotte, leaving hundreds feared dead. Cyclone Chido, the strongest storm in nearly a century, tore through the archipelago over the weekend, with winds reaching 200 kilometers per hour.
Homes, government buildings and even hospitals were badly damaged. According to the island's leader, Francois-Xavier Bouvy, the death toll could reach close to 1,000 or even several thousand, while France's Interior Ministry says it's too early to confirm the actual death toll. Aerial footage shows hundreds of makeshift homes destroyed, with many belonging to undocumented migrants from nearby Comoros. Officials estimate over 100,000 migrants live in Mayotte, complicating rescue efforts. Located nearly 8,000 kilometers from Paris, Mayotte is significantly poorer than the rest of France and has struggled with gang violence and social unrest for decades. There are growing concerns about food, water and sanitation as the islands struggle to recover.
South Korea's Constitutional Court has begun reviewing the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol, who declared a short-lived martial law earlier this month. The court now faces the task of deciding whether to remove him from office or reinstate him. Meanwhile, investigators will question him this week on criminal charges.
The first public hearing is set for December 27th, but it will primarily focus on legal procedures and scheduling, according to court spokesperson Lee Jit. The court has up to 6 months to issue a decision, though in 2017, it took just 3 months to remove then-President Park Geun-hye, following her impeachment for abusing the powers of her office. In addition to impeachment proceedings, Yoon and several senior officials are under investigation for potential insurrection charges. Yoon has reportedly resisted calls to answer their questions on Monday. Separately, Han Dong-hoon, the leader of South Korea's ruling party, announced his resignation just 2 days after Parliament voted to impeach Yoon. Han faced backlash from within his party for supporting the impeachment, but said he had no regrets about his decision.
The European Union will send its diplomat to Damascus to engage with Syria's new opposition-led leadership as Western powers stepped up engagement after the ouster of Bashar al-Assad. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas stated that the upcoming discussions will focus on how to engage with Syria's new leadership and at what level. While international players have expressed cautious optimism about the new leadership's pledges to protect minorities and form an inclusive government, diplomats note a divide within the EU. Some member states are eager to strengthen ties with Syria, while others remain more reserved.
Syria faces optimistic, positive, but rather uncertain future, and we have to make sure that this goes to the right direction.
Kallas emphasized the importance of not leaving a power vacuum in the country. Meanwhile, UN Special Envoy for Syria, Geir Pedersen, arrived in Damascus on Sunday and met with opposition leader Ahmad al-Shara. Their talks focus on Syria's ongoing political transition. Pedersen highlighted the crucial task of re-establishing state institutions to provide basic services, law and order and security, before turning attention to economic recovery. That wraps up AWANI Tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.